Welcome back to the channel. Warhammer Man back in the studio with another completed commission. This time we're doing some Ultramarines, and you'll notice that the Redemptor Dreadnought on my left there in the back has a little bit different of a base, and essentially this is for one of my longtime clients. What we're doing here is basically just matching his existing paint scheme that was done by someone else. So essentially what I did was airbrush these guys to match. You'll notice the bases don't match exactly, but I like to do mine a certain way. So overall I was going for a close match, but obviously it's never going to be perfect. But just picked up an airbrush. These are the first models I've ever airbrushed before. I did start off with a couple other guys as well. Basically thought there was going to be a pretty long or pretty intense learning curve to it. I picked up the Iwata HPCS and a small air compressor off of Amazon. Spent probably about like $500 on the compressor and the airbrush itself, with a couple other things like a quick disconnect and whatnot. I started on the 5 intercessors and right away just jumped right into these guys. I just did them like assembly line style because to tell you the truth, the learning curve was like almost non-existent. Obviously I'll get better with time. You know, experience obviously and practice is going to make you better at anything, but I was very impressed with the quality of not only like the airbrush itself, the compressor with the little tank on it, but just overall like how little there really is to it. Like obviously I'm a very artistic person already, but I have never used any kind of airbrush before, so to be able to just basically set everything up and then jump right in within, I'd say it took me about an hour to set up the airbrush, compressor, you know, thin down a couple paints, and then basically like get everything rolling. So for an hour prep time, and then you know, just jumping straight into it. Very, very impressed. You know, to tell you the truth, I put it off for a long time just because I thought there would be a lot more of a learning curve to it, and I'm already so busy. I didn't have think I'd have time to like learn something new, but you know, after doing it, highly recommend it to anybody that's been considering it or putting it off. Just the amount of time that it saves you, the amount of effort it saves you, and the overall like quality of the blends and everything is absolutely phenomenal. So, but that being said, jump back into the models. Also went ahead and upgraded the camera, so let me know what you think. I'm recording this video with just the audio on the camera. Obviously the mic quality is going to be better. So I think I'll probably in the long term start dubbing in the sound with my normal mic. But I wanted to go ahead and do like a test video, and also was just a little backed up on getting some of this stuff recorded anyway. So I have a couple videos I'm going to be putting out here with the new camera. But overall I think the quality, you know, the other camera was just like a like USB camera. It was not good at close-ups. It got real blurry if I put stuff up too close to it. Definitely just not made for this type of quality. As where this one is, you know, has like swappable lenses and whatnot. It's a digital camera. So overall, I think this is going to be a great improvement for the channel. But again, it's going to take me a little time to get out some of the kinks and everything. You know, probably going to be a couple like little shaky bits and whatnot. But overall, I think it will pay off in the end. So here we have 3 of the Eradicators. These are the easy to build ones. I know the new set just came out, but you know, obviously didn't have an opportunity for those. And then we have the Primaris Librarian and Primaris Techmarine, both awesome models. And then obviously the Redemptor Dreadnought to match the other one. Overall, I'm very happy with how they came out. Like color scheme, match wise, I use all Games Workshop paints, so it's not always the easiest to achieve like a perfect match when somebody just like sends me their models, because not everybody does. But in this case, overall I think everything turned out great. Real happy with the bases and how everything looks overall. So for the first time ever, we can actually take a closer look and see what we think. So let's give this a shot here. Overall, yeah, it looks like the camera is basically like you know, zoomed in on it by itself and everything. You can see basically what I did was the airbrush technique, subtle edge highlights just on the different bits, a little bit of contrast paints for the flesh, but overall just looking to match the client's existing army. The Librarian model is really cool. Definitely a big fan of this guy. Let's check out this real quick. I mean, extremely nice sculpt overall. Try to get like a real nice blend on the cloak and everything. Very, very cool model. Definitely a ton of detail. I like the basing. You know, it fits his existing army. These are like the cork style bases. This guy is awesome as well. Tesseract glow for the plasma. Really like just pops. Especially like from a distance on the table and everything. Once again, absolutely phenomenal sculpt. This thing is awesome. Definitely a big fan of this bad boy. And then of course we've got the Redemptor Dreadnought with the plasma and fist. Overall real happy with like how the blending came out with the airbrush and everything. Definitely a big fan of like the Tesseract glow and just how radiant it is. But you know, pretty simple paint job overall. Just some nice blending with the airbrush itself. Light to dark, and then edge highlights as well. And then obviously you know, still bends and does all the movements and everything that you would expect. Very cool model overall. Definitely a fan. There's a couple options here too where he can like flip open the top and everything like that. Flip open the bottom. Did leave that like you know, set up basically for that. I think most people probably glue them. I don't know. The other one's glued that I got, but very cool overall. Definitely excited for you know, having the airbrush now, and you know, the endless opportunities that it presents. Very happy with the overall paint scheme and you know, ability to basically blend. And then obviously the camera looks good and everything too. Very happy with that as well. So you know, expect continued improvements over time on the channel, and you know, I'll keep bringing you these quality videos. You know, dub in the sound, and then overall I think we'll be in a much better place. May find an easier way to do it using a different program, but for now, just keeping it simple. I'm Warhammer Man, this is Warhammer Man Studios, and I'm out of here.